2015 E350. We're doing a camshaft. I already started taking some of this apart. First, we're going to pull this manifold off, and it's going to be a fun little video. Watch till the end, and let's have some fun. Alright, pulled the ME out. Next, we're going to pull this vacuum pump off. Next, we're going to pull off these coils and the fuel rail. Let's pull up this fuel rail, take a little pry bar, and we're just going to lift this up slowly until it pops up. Might have to bend this line out of the way until it comes loose. Next, we're going to pull off this front cover here. So we're going to pull the oil filter and all these wires. Front cover's off. I loosen this bracket a little bit. We're going to bend that out of the way. Now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to remove these lines totally, but ain't nobody got time for that, trying to make some money here. So we're just gonna bend these lines out of the way ever so gently. Now when I say bend these lines out of the way, I don't mean rip them up like that. Slight bend out of the way. It'll give us just enough room to remove this cover. So next we're gonna have to rotate the engine at the crankshaft. It's 27 millimeter. We're gonna have to do 40 degrees past top dead center overlap. So that means it's going to be top dead center, cylinder one, firing order, or fire, whatever it's called. I don't know why I can't think right now. But that, and then we have to do a whole nother rotation, and then we're going to do for this chain tensioner right here. Then we can remove it. So we are at our 40 degrees overlap. Now let's remove our tensioner. Next, we're going to remove all of these bolts in a cross pattern. Valve covers off, looks nice and pretty in there. Let's go ahead and clean all this gasket material. Well, we got it all cleaned up. Let's go ahead and swap this cam gear over. Wiped everything down. The surface is nice and clean. Now we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of assembly lube, and we will install our new cam. So next, let's go ahead and put our tensioner in. I'm going to take this chain guide rail, kind of push it down a little bit, and we're going to install the tensioner. So the tensioner's in, but we're going to leave our pin in just for now. We'll put a little tension on our chain. So these are hold downs. That's the word I was thinking of. Now we have another set of hold downs to hold the cam down so we can spin the motor over, make sure it's all timed right. Well guys, I turned the motor over, and would you look at that on the last turn, the factory marks, timing marks, all lined up just the way it's supposed to. I popped those off already. I pull these seals out. Let's put these seals in. Nice new ones. And we're going to give everything a nice wipe down. We're going to glue our valve cover down. Also, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little black line right there on the cam. You can see the lines are lined up, and we are at 40 degrees right down there. There's a little timing mark right there. Everything's nice and clean. Let's go ahead and put a nice bead of silicone all the way around. And don't forget the bolts in the middle. Got some nice silicone on there. Right before I put it on, I put some more engine assembly lube, so let's install. All right, we got our cover glued in. We got all of our screws ran in, but they're still loose. We're gonna do a tightening torque of, the spec is 12 Newton meters, but we're going to do 13 just because we're using an extension. So let's go ahead and do these in a cross pattern, and then we're going to mark them, each one that we do. Let's get to it. Okay, so I didn't mark them yet, but I did torque them all to 12. After you torque them to 12, you gotta turn to a 90 degree. So now we're gonna mark them. Everything's nice and torqued down. Let's install our front cover. Front cover's on, new bolts, and everything else would just be reassemble in reverse order. And that's it, chat. You're all done. Let's go start it up. She's done. Good job.